What is up, my knights, knights of my kingdom? It is Prince Cash 22 back at it again with another video, about Gunlance. Now, if you saw the previous video on my YouTube channel, you would know that, I made this epic Gunlance build that you are seeing here today, but you're probably wondering, what are we doing here today? Well, today I'm going to be making the ultimate Gunlance guide that will encompass pretty much everything that you will need for this weapon. Because honestly, I've seen a lot of great, I've seen a lot of stuff. Like a lot of people have been representing the other weapons and stuff. So I figured I should take a crack at Gunlance before anybody else really jumps into it. All right. So we're gonna get right into this immediately, and we're gonna start not attacking the dummy, but we're going to be starting out with Gunlance itself. Now, the Gunlance itself is, in my opinion, one of the best weapons in the game. You have normal shot, you have long shot, you have wide shot. Again, I don't have a lot of wide shot weapons. Okay, I don't have a lot of wide shot gun lances. Now you're probably wondering, if you're a new gun lancer, much like me when I first picked up this weapon, you're gonna probably wonder, what is the difference between all three of these? Well, let me explain. The difference is in, the shelling, the shell type. This is normal. Now normal, its shell type is like that. Pretty much, you're gonna want to be using this for full burst combos, such as this, Gunlance Slam, and then that. That's pretty much what you're going to be wanting to use normal shot for. It's not really made for... I mean, don't get me wrong. The shelling is good. Like, for instance, you can do some solid shelling with this, like 50. This is how much that does. I also have armor skills, so keep that in mind. Basically, what we want for normal shot is full burst combos. As you can see, it has the most shells right there in the upper left-hand corner, right there. Right, yeah, left-hand corner. Okay, I'm not stupid. It has all that, so you're pretty much gonna want this for your full burst combos. This is gonna be for your full burst combos. Really works well. For worm stake and like also oh crap, wrong thing. Sorry, I am not too new at this, but basically for this, honestly, for this weapon, it is so much fun. Like you got, honestly, for normal shot, that's pretty much what you want to do. It's basically down to your shelling. Normal shot is pretty much for full burst. Long shot is mostly for range. Because long shot, in fact, let's go change out to a long. We're at normal. So let's change. Let's bring out Shu. Long shot is basically for, as you can see, you get 5. Well, actually, you get 3, but if you have the load shells armor skill, remember, load shells, you'll get 2 extra shelling. So remember that. You have 5, and if with load shells, it actually makes long shot really good for full burst as well. So honestly, out of the 3, in my opinion, long shot has the best of both worlds with a little bit more range. However, any one of the 3 is really good to compete with. And so, this is pretty much like you want to do, like, again, so for full burst, you want to go long or normal shot. However, and here's the thing, if you have a wide shot, let me tell you something right now. If you have a wide shot, do not go for full burst combos. You can, but I'm going to be honest, look at that. Look at that. 3 shells. That is nothing. And look, and for someone who likes to, do blast dash, like check this out. Like, look at that. You just pretty much waste like all of your shells. So this is not really. While I love wide shot because it has, again, like, look at the shelling. It's a lot bigger. The cloud is a lot bigger, and on top of it, it does a little bit more damage. It is really good for. This is really good for. It's really good just for sit the back, relax shelling. Honestly, also I should probably oh my god, I keep messing this up. Oh my god. Now, it is really good for charge shelling. Oh my god, I should probably wait for the thing to wear off. Actually, hold on, let me just... Yeah, it's really good. Honestly, wide shot, in my opinion, is most useful for charge shot. Well, that is actually normal shot. But you see that? Look at that. That is without the ground splitter buffs, so keep that in mind. This weapon, in my opinion, is very versatile and very good if you know how to use it. Like, it is really good. Even though you might be rooted to like the spot, it's good mobility. You can play evasion with it. I'm not very good at evasion, so don't say like, can you make an evasion build? No, I will not. I suck at that. I might have one of my friends help me though. But yeah, this is but yeah, what you want to do with normal shot or wide shot is pretty much you want to just shell, man. Like, these shells do a lot. You know, charge shelling, whatever. It's really good. I don't now now that all that's out of the way, let me put back on my Demon Lord Gunlance and let's go over the switch skills of Gunlance. There are hold on, let me just put okay, there's my child. Okay. Now then, let's look at manage switch skills. Okay. Now, first up on the list is Blast Dash. This is now let me tell you right now, if you notice with some of them animations, this skill is really good for helping close distances during the fight because there's a lot of monsters that you're going to end up fighting that are just going to go from like one end of the zone that you're fighting into another. So Blast Dash I highly recommend. I highly recommend using. It is really good. Honestly, you couldn't go wrong with this. I recommend having it on every single scroll. I recommend it on at least one of the scrolls because skill swap is really good. Charge shelling, another one that is really good. Honestly, it's really good for long and wide. Normal really doesn't shell. You don't really shell with normal that much. You really just full burst with normal. But again, it's good on all three of them. Just use them for whatever. Next up, we have quick reload, which is it's quick reload. You get all your shells back. Guard reload is also, it's pretty much, these are one, you put your shield up, which honestly I'm pretty sure. Hold on a second. Let me guard reload real quick because it's on my blue scroll. Let me just empty out all my shells real quick. Okay, now look at this. Check this out. Oh wait, I messed up. That was regular reload. But I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure like it only reloads like half of the shells, and it doesn't even reload the worm stake, which is it's all right. But honestly, I would keep it like on like a secondary scroll. And next up, we got Worm Stake Cannon. Worm Stake Cannon, I think, is good for it's mostly good for long. Long, I think, benefits the most from Worm Stake Cannon. But again, all of them really just do work with this weapon, work with this. But like as you can look here and see that like, all right. So depending on normal and long shelling types detonate after multiple hits, while the wide shelling type only detonates in a single blast. So let's take a look at that real quick because I kind of want to show that off. Again, Worm Stake works well with all three, and it's worth doing. But honestly, go like this, this, and bang. It's a really good way to build up some damage, and it has a good stun rate against monsters too. For me it does anyway. But now that's how it works for normal and long shot, or no, yeah, that's how it works for normal and long shot. But for wide, it works a tad differently, as you probably seen there. Watch this, and then what the hell? There it is. See, I don't worm stick a lot. I don't pay much attention to that. But I was like, oh, what the hell? I thought that would explode instantly. But yeah, as you see, it mixed me up. But yeah, that's pretty much how that works. As for the other one, which is Bullet Barrage. This one honestly is. Oh wait, oh no, not wait, that's the other one. Okay. Erupting Cannon. Erupting Cannon is basically, it uses the tip of the Gunlance and it heats up everything. I think, hold on, I don't think I've used Erupting Cannon. Oh, okay, it's on my other one. Okay, forgive me, I haven't actually, okay, wait, alright, hold on. Let's see what Erupting Cannon does. Oh, that, yeah, okay. This is what you want to use for wide shot. This is something that screams wide shot. Alright, so I'm learning stuff with you guys. This is something you want to scream. This one, honestly, it powers up. Actually, though, I would probably use this for long shot, because long shot with the longer barrel and stuff, you can like do more. You can do more with So yeah, this is really good for long shot, which actually is the best technically, but wide and normal, you can't go wrong with either one. So the damage output between all of them are negligible. Like it's whatever. So just run whatever the hell you want. Now going back to that one would be, but yeah, Erupting Cannon, good for honestly all three, but I would mostly recommend this on probably either wide or long. Normal probably doesn't need this. Worm Stake Cannon is probably better, but again, you can run both because you got the switch skill swap. Now then, Ground Splitter, Hail Cutter, and Bullet Barrage. Let me tell you right now, Hail Cutter's useless. I'm gonna say this: Hail Cutter is not that good for anything. All right, let me just show you this real quick. You're wasting. Hold on a second. Oh wait, let me just switch back to thing. You're wasting 2 wirebugs to essentially do that. That is not good. That is 2 wirebugs, which is a valuable resource. Yes, it's rechargeable, but it's not good. That is 2 very valuable resources just to be doing essentially a powered up Gunlance slam, which, let's be real here, there's a lot better ways to be using them wirebugs. For one, you could be using it on Ground Splitter. Ground Splitter, in my opinion, is probably the best skill on this weapon that I use all the time. With that, you have powered up pretty much everything that this Gunlance can do, except for, all the shelling is powered up. The Wyvern Fire is powered up, which is, we're going to get into the move soon. Wyvern Fire is powered up. Everything is powered up with this weapon. Everything is powered up. Just not by much, but it's a definite note. It's definitely worth keeping on your keeping on. It's definitely worth keeping on. It's really good. Then there's Bullet Barrage. Now, and there's Bullet Barrage, which honestly, in my opinion, would work best for wide shot. Anything, honestly, all wide and normal shot would definitely benefit from this. I'm gonna be honest. I keep this on a backup Gunlance set because what it does is it pretty much unleashes everything you have in the Gunlance, which is really good. This is like pretty much, if you have a Wyvern Fire with this, honestly, I do some wake up hits with this sometimes, but I mostly just depend on Wyvern Fire because I'm used to Wyvern Firing. But this, honestly, if you can like hit a sleeping monster with it, not only will that first hit do double damage, but also you got everything else coming right behind it, along with any bombs or anything you might have placed. But if you have a great sword user in the party, just let them do the wake up hit. Now going back to the other switch skill, which is Reverse Blast Dash and Guard Edge. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. After messing around with this one, I personally do not like it. Alright, hold on. Alright, yep, I'm on red. Okay. God, I love the switch skill swap system. This is pretty much it. It's a counter. It's pretty much a counter or like a really good guard you can combo from. And I'm not gonna lie, I like it. However, I'm gonna be honest, I like the other one just a little bit better. A little bit. It's a simple counter. We're gonna look at everything now, but I like this one a little bit better. Now, the reason why I think I like that one right there was Reverse Blast. It's essentially Blast Dash, but to help you get out of the fight really quickly. For one cost of a wirebug isn't bad, but in my opinion, I think it's better than Guard Edge because again, one helps you get out of the fight, and the other one helps you get back in it. But honestly, you can, as you probably saw, I run a reverse thing on both. But this one, honestly, Guard Edge is not bad at all. Like honestly, you could probably keep it around because it works really well. Honestly, all of Gunlance's switch skills are really good, except for Hail Cutter. So like, you're comfortable running them with however you want, whenever you want, because each version of Gunlance can use them. So now that that's done, and now that we've gone over why, so let's recap. Wide is pretty much normal. You want to basically be doing full burst combos. When we're doing full burst, it's just unloading all the shells in the Gunlance. With long, you're gonna want to be kind of keeping your distance a little bit more. You got a little bit more room to do, kind of move around and hop around. Gunlance hop, whatever. And wide is basically your prime. I just want to be shelling. That's pretty much everything you really need to know about the wide. It's really just down to whatever you want to pick, and depending on. Now, let me give you some recommendations for switch skills. What you want on your main switch skills scrolls or whatever. So, Blast Dash, honestly, I would replace. Honestly, if you're gonna run Blast Dash, I recommend if you're using wide shot. I recommend running Blast Dash on like a secondary scroll, not really using it too much if you're going to run wide shot. Long and normal, however, I would recommend running this first over them, but keep in mind you are going to want to be using charged shelling. Quick reload or guard reload, literally whichever one you prefer. Honestly, I recommend bringing both. Guard reload is pretty good in some situations, especially if you don't feel comfortable reloading right next to the monster. So, again, guard reload, it works. Just keep in mind that it does, again, the difference in rebounds is negligible, Well, that pretty much means that the lower amount you have, like let's say wide. Honestly, this might be good for wide shot too, considering it has less bullets, so you might not have to worry about like reloading it twice afterwards. Wormstake Cannon, honestly, Wormstake or Erupting Cannon, it's pick your poison. For wide shot, I like Erupting Cannon, but it works for all. Like honestly, Erupting Cannon works really great for wide and normal. I'm not really going to be going into motion values or all that. I'm just really going to tell you the basics about the weapon, so don't worry about any like crazy numbers or anything like that. Just don't worry about it. Oh my god, let me get a swig of water real quick. I'm talking a lot. All right, I'm good. Again, this is really pick your poison, whatever you want. Ground Splitter, Bullet Barrage. These two are perfect for whatever you want, for whatever you need. Ground Splitter, I highly recommend keeping it. Like that power up is so useful. Like look at that. It's so temporary. It's small, but it works. Hail Cutter, honestly, just get rid of it. You don't need this. Like this is really, I mean, yeah, it reduces the cooldown, but let's be honest, you have skills like artillery for that. There's a bunch of stuff. It's not bad, all right. It's just bad considering how with what you could be using. Yes, that no, and then you have guard edge and reverse blast. Again, if you want to play more defensively, this is you, which I probably should be using this more often. I'm not gonna lie. If you want to play more evasively or conservative, this is what reverse blast is what you want. Again, it's really dependent on what you want to play and how you want to play, along with what gunlance you're using. Now let's go over the moves for this weapon. Okay. Now, starting out, you're gonna notice you're very slow. That's standard. You probably know that already. You're gonna be very slow when moving around. So do not run around with this weapon out. You got the hop. You got the hop forward, hop back. You got the hop forward. You got the hop back. You got the regular hop back. You got the forward hop. You got pretty much everything. This is probably gonna be your bread and butter. Got the forward hop. I'm pretty sure you got a side hop. No, you don't got a side hop. Okay, I'm just dumb. All right, nope, no side hop, no nothing. You really just got, this is going to be your little evasion skill. Use it wisely. The hopping will save you. You'll be a little bunny. And let's go over the moves. So what you want to do is you got the the little three pokes of doom. Honestly, with Gunlance, you're not really going to be wanting to poke a lot. Poking really just doesn't really do much. You got the rising slash. You can see the combos I'm using right there. That's why I love training mode. So I don't have to explain everything to you. You can kind of read it. But if you can't, wait, hold on. If you can't read, why are you on YouTube anyway? But yeah, you also got a guard, which this is one of the this and Lance have the best regular shield in the game without guard up or all the guard skills or whatever. I'm pretty sure, though. I'm pretty sure heavy bowgun might be better. So don't quote me on any of this. I'm just here to tell you about Gunlance. I mostly play this weapon honestly. So anything else, I don't know nothing about. You got the upward rising slash. You got the over. Oh wait, what the heck? You got the upward. Oh, there's okay. I am messing up my combos very badly here. You got the shelling, which depending on whichever gunlance you use is pretty much standard. You got the box standard. Burst fire, which honestly I call that full burst. I don't know why they call it burst fire, but that's full burst. You got a bunch of different tools to work with here. Here. It's a very technical weapon. Overhead smash, Wyvern Fire. Then you got the wide sweep into the Wormstake Cannon. Really good. That's pretty much going to be your main bread and butter combo with the normal shot. In fact, you can oh my god, I meant to do the switch skill swap. I pressed the wrong button. But yeah, pretty much with you want to be doing that. That's pretty much your main bread and butter combo. Like this, because for me, this would be like, that's your main bread and butter combo that you're going to want to be doing for every single type of gunlance, except for wide. Oh my god, so long and normal, just you want to be doing that for wide and normal, like the full burst, and then the wide sweep into the Wormstake Cannon, or Erupting Cannon, whichever one you have hooked on at the time. That's pretty much that's like where most of your damage is going to be coming from. You're mainly going to want to be using the pokes just to kind of get a little bit extra damage in while hopping around. Shelling, depending on what gunlance you have, you're really going to want to be like doing everything. Charge shelling, you have the standard like charge. Again, it depends. Like again, so for what you want, like again, if you have any questions, please leave a comment. I will do my best to respond to as many of them as I can if this video blows up. But looking at my subscriber count, it probably won't. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I am. Oof. But yeah. Also, I'm sure you probably noticed my sharpness has gone down almost 2 ranks. This weapon chews through sharpness like nothing else. I'm gonna say it right now. This weapon chews through sharpness. I have razor sharp on this set, I'm pretty sure, and I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, it still chews through sharpness pretty well. Because look at all that purple I have with razor sharp. This weapon is not kind to your sharpness meter at all. It will do mega damage. It will do mega damage to your sharpness meter. So keep that in mind. Also, another thing I would like, I just probably really should tell you about is Wyvern Fire. This move, honestly, you want to use whenever you have time to like get it off because it takes a lot of charge up. So what you want to do is you want to hold guard while holding Wyvern Fire. That is like the Gunlance's best move. It is 3 or 4. Is that 3 or 4? I could have sworn it was 4. I might be wrong, but that's pretty much the Gunlance's best move. I recommend using a ground splitter before using it though, because you get a little bit extra damage off of it. Again, the ground splitter damage buff isn't that good, but it's worth using in my opinion. It's definitely worth using. Got my cat and dog in the corner there. But yeah, this weapon is real. It's my favorite weapon in Monster. I've been playing this weapon since 3 Ultimate. And I've played it I've played it in 4 Ultimate. I played it in every game. It's really good. It's a really good weapon that honestly it just gets a short end of the stick because when you consider you got stuff like the anime style of dual blades and long sword and stuff and like all the other things. But this weapon, honestly, I've mainly been using this weapon in all of my mastering journey. I've only ever used this Gunlance. I've used the Magnum Malo one for most of it, but overall, you have a really good technical weapon here that has way more options than almost any other weapon you're gonna play. You can play defensively, evasively. You can play really aggro on the monster, really defend. It's really every weapon has a lot, but because of the shelling types you have with Gunlance, you have so many more options. Honestly, and with all the switch skill, pretty much only one switch skill is useless. Only one, which is Hail Cutter. The rest of these are useful in almost any situation you will find yourself in. And it is such a good weapon. I really want to see more players use it. I'm here, because I don't even see Team Darkside use this weapon. And I feel like it's kind of gotten a reputation of being a pretty bad weapon when overall it's really, really good. Again, I love this fucking weapon. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at this. It's a gun. It's a lance that is a gun. Why would you not want this? It's more offensively powerful than the lance. I just feel like a lot more people just play. I feel like everyone's just so busy playing, great sword and long sword now that everyone's just not having fun with Gunlance over here. But Gunlance over here, Gunlance is doing work. All right, we may not be we killing stuff pretty quickly over here. Oh, who am I kidding? I took 15 minutes to kill a bunch of stuff, but we can contribute at a high level. All right. Also, now you're probably wondering what play styles do I recommend and what armor skills do you recommend with Gunlance. If you haven't seen the build video I made earlier, then shameless plug. Go check it out. Subscribe also. I recommend using guard, razor sharp, guard up, artillery, load shells, and that's pretty much it. Basically, guard, razor sharp, guard up, artillery, and load shells are gonna be your main skills that you want to put on this weapon. Each and every one of them, because load shells give you some extra shelling types to work with. Artillery powers up the Gunlance in every way. It works out it just works so well. Also, building for Gunlance does wonders for the missions where you have to work with ballista or cannon ammo. Oh my god, my voice. Ugh, my voice is giving out on me. I don't talk much. I'm a gamer. I don't talk to people, so talking to the camera it feels weird. Oh, my throat's giving out on me, but I gotta get this video out. It's too important. Okay, all right. I got it to go out. I'm not gonna die on you. All right. But look, basically, those are the skills that you're gonna want to run. That's why I run, this set I'm wearing right now. Again, I made a video on this earlier. If you want a good Gunlance set to strive for in Master Rank, this one is really good for you. But overall, you're probably wondering what Gunlances do I recommend for each type. Well, I haven't unlocked every last one of them yet, but there are a few that we can check out right now. So let's go back to the central post right quick. Now, I'm gonna say this right now. Even though I haven't everything unlocked, I can give you a good enough like thing of what to do with Gunlance. Also, oh yeah, and another skill I do recommend before I forget is redirection. This skill actually does help out with the hold on, let's go check out redirection real quick. Nullifies incoming damage when because you're gonna be swapping a lot between with Gunlance. Again, it's a universal skill that I love using, so try to get it on if you can. If not, don't worry about it. But yeah, also for if you're wondering why I don't use Bombardier, because that sounds like a good way to use it, a good thing to put on Gunlance. Not anymore. It doesn't stack with Gunlance anymore. It doesn't affect Gunlance anymore. If you want, you can use the food skill Bombardier for it. I mentioned this in the other video, but I need to mention it here because again, Ultimate Gunlance guy. That's why I always recommend you have. So what I recommend you do is when I'm gonna show you a little thing here. I always recommend this is what I have. This right here is my main set. Always have Bombardier on. Weakener I just use because it makes things easier. But have Bombardier on one of your sets when you're using Gunlance. It really helps out with the damage output. Now then, oh my god, my throat's dry as hell. Now then, Gunlance recommendations. What Gunlance do I recommend personally? Now there's a lot, and I've been saving this for now. But for normal shot, there's one Gunlance above all else that I do recommend. It is right here. Magmadron. Now you're probably looking at the sharpness, looking at the sharpness. You're looking at, I'm like, why would I want this? Well, fire damage actually can actually stack with your shelling damage. So that's something. I know the fire does affect the Gunlance in some way. Let's turn down the Switch audio because she's gonna keep talking. But yeah, it affects fire. It basically affects your shelling and your full burst. Now imagining a full burst combo with this with 77 fire. Also, sharpness really doesn't scale. And also, if you're worried about your sharpness multiplier with Gunlance, the only thing that sharpness multiplier affects with Gunlance is literally the pokes and the Gunlance slam. Otherwise, you're not gonna worry about it. So really, you can run whatever like a full on Gunlance with yellow sharpness or whatever if you want it to. It really doesn't matter as long as you're not it really doesn't matter. They don't scale with sharpness multiplier. They have their own scaling. So for normal, I highly recommend the Magmadron Gunlance. But there is stuff like Rathian. There's stuff like Rathian. Espinas is a sort of decent, is a semi decent wide shot, but there's better ones. But yeah, I recommend my three top recommendations are Rathian, Magmadron, and slight spoilers here. Turn away if you're not. But Furious Rajang. But I mean, it's not really spoilers. I think this one has really good purple for extra little damage for the pokes, which is really good. Does cost a lot though. I got lucky with mine. Now for wide shot, Rajang himself isn't a bad choice. Again, you don't need to worry about affinity because negative affinity, affinity is again only the Gunlance poke, so it doesn't matter. Wide shot it's really good wide, but I think another wide shot is the final boss one. Yeah, look at that. That honestly, out of all wide shots, this is probably the best one. The only thing that's really bad about it is the no slots, but that's a me thing. For you, if you don't need it for slots, by all means make this because I'm gonna make it. I'm definitely gonna use this for wide shot. This is probably gonna be my main wide shot build. As you can see, I'm having a hard time getting that rare drop, but we keep up the grind. We're hunters. That's what we do. Purple, guys, great purple, great all around. Level 8 shelling, which does boost the damage a little bit, but honestly, level 7 or 8, really just try if you want. I mean, I can't talk. I cannot talk. I can't get my thoughts properly across. I really should have scripted this. I'm new at this. You know what? Experience, that's all it is. But yeah, this is probably the best wide shot in the game. Probably one of the most damaging Gunlances in the game. Again, really solid. It's probably my top pick for you. Like if there's one Gunlance I would recommend, it's probably this one. Another long shot. Now I don't have it unlocked over here yet, but a long shot type you're gonna want to run with the Howlitzer. Again, it was the best Gunlance overall in base rise, so it returns here. I don't know what the rare 10 version of it is yet, but again, this is pretty much what you want to run for long shot. But there's a few other ones. One I do recommend though, and I use this for a long time, is Magnum Malo. If you want a good long shot because the blast, again, it's solid. It really works. He also has another thing that I'm trying to get. I'm trying to see this one to see how good it is. Hopefully it's really good, but if not, I'm trying to see this other upgrade, this Red 10 version. But yeah, it's really good. Honestly, I highly recommend the Magnum one, especially if, again, sharpness doesn't really matter here. Element for Gunlance, the element you only really want to be running is fire, maybe blast. Like, for instance, Rakna is a good one to run for normal shot, but honestly, why would you run that when you could just be running, Magma Drawn? But yeah, there's honestly that's pretty much the weapon. That's pretty much the weapon that you want to be running. It's not real. That's pretty much all you really want to know. No, because like again, it's depending on what you like want. I think for most damage, like if you want some max damage output with this thing, you could probably put like you probably can if you want. You can probably grab that Magmadron because it stacks with fire. But yeah, this is pretty much, in my opinion, the best weapon. Well, it's my favorite weapon. I'm not gonna say it's the best weapon. It's my favorite. I love Gunlance. I love everything it has to offer. Let's go over and we can go back over some of them. Combos real quick. But yeah, it is a really good weapon. Overall, I highly recommend it. It is good defensively, good offensively, and honestly, it's really good for playing that good tank role in the squad for tanking hits and or whatever. So, you know, you got your three pokes, you got your guard thrust, which is what I really like to use whenever I'm really close up to the monster like this. You got your side hops, you got your evasiveness, which also, if you're running evasion lance, I highly recommend evade up and whatever. You got you got a bunch of good switch skills, you got a bunch of good switch skills, a bunch of good it's like, what can you complain about? You got a bunch of versatility here. You got everything you could ever want. Switch skill swap, a bunch of good switch skill swapping, like it's a good weapon. Come join the Gauntlet. Come join us. We got Wyvern Fire. Look at that. 3 hits of 241 damage. That's really good for Gunlance, actually. You're probably not going to be hitting as much as again, you're not going to be hitting as much as Great Sword, but what can in this day and age? I swear that weapon gets good every other game. Like, it gets something that's just busted every other game. But anyways, you got a bunch of weapons here, but honestly, I think Gunlance is something that I really want to see more people just try out, it's just something that I really like to see more people like try out, because again, it's just super fun running like 4 Gunlances and putting the monster to sleep and Wyvern firing it. That's just awesome to me. But yeah, overall, that pretty much covers everything. That's your basic Gunlance guide that you're gonna want to use for everything. And wow, these guys put the thing to sleep. 10 out of 10 would recommend sleep. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the Ultimate Gunlance Guide by Prince Cash. Please, if you see something you like and subscribe. And if you want, you can even leave a comment of what you want to see next on this channel with Monster Hunter Rise related. Monster Hunter related. Thank you guys so much for watching. I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. And without further ado, bye.